Hey, so it's about 6 a.m. In Marathon Key, and I just feel, that the technology has bothered me quite a bit of trying to make it interesting for you guys, and I'm just getting tired of it. I can't, I'm, the wind's so whipping out here, and you can't see the phone and the sun, and so um, I've had a lot of difficulty getting the GoPro footage, the memory card stuff. It's not working right. I'm gonna go to a UPS store in a little while and see if I can get that stuff, because that's the stuff really that I just wanted to share with you for people that might just want to lay down and watch, the ocean or just what I'm seeing. That's what my idea was about that. So, but we'll get that worked out. But I thought I would just kind of share the trip. First off, I'd like to say thanks to some of the people that you know made this happen. For first off, my family for accepting the fact that I wanted to do this, and my buddy Dave that took me down here, Jay, um, Marissa, Jay's daughter, home from college. She's helped me out navigating the social media side of things. Lisa Bolt, I owe her a lot. She met me a couple of times and kind of put everything together after I got all the Google stuff and Squarespace and that kind of stuff happening. But I kind of wanted to share with you um, the first night, Tuesday night. Basically, Dave and I couldn't get down to the buoy because it's so crowded down there, and it's actually not quite on the beach like I thought it would be. So we went to a restaurant and had a burrito and just dumped me off there. And then from there, after he left, I'm on my own at that point. So I went to the buoy, waited in line. That's the starting point. And I will never cheat. I will walk every step of it. So, if I have to stop somewhere or get a ride, I'll always go back to that point. You can trust me on that. Anybody that knows me knows if I say that, you can trust me. And some of the funny things the night we got into where we're gonna stay, the pack was ridiculously heavy, and we're trying to figure out things, riding over the island before it closed, the Home Depot, that kind of thing. We decided we were gonna look for a hand dolly, and we couldn't find one, but we did find a Kmart. And by the way, I've seen two Kmarts down here. I thought they were gone. And when I was a kid, which David and I were kids together, we went to Kmart, growing up, and they had a popcorn machine. You're always bugging your mom and dad for a quarter, for the gumball machine going out, the blue light special, so, and actually a picture of Jacqueline Smith of the old Charlie's Angels was in women's apparel. I know you may ask yourself, we're looking for a hand dolly, why are we in women's apparel? But I'll leave that to your imagination. So, yeah, he dropped me off, and the next day, the leaving day, we went to Ace Hardware, and there was only one hand dolly that would have cut the mustard for this trip. So that was the only one on the island, as far as I'm concerned, that you could buy. I mean, some people might acquire one some other way, but that's not the way I roll. So there we have it. I was bound and determined to get off the island that night, and I did. I had passed a man laying on the sidewalk, and he woke up, and I had kind of moved off the sidewalk, and he was like, "No, I'm with you, and you don't have to move." And I had already gone around him, and he was a homeless guy, obviously, and I gave him a couple of cigarettes, and he told me he loved me. I told him I loved him back. And then I would see him again in the nighttime later, and kind of watched him disappear. He had a bicycle, and then I got off the island, and then I'm starting to get tired because it's late in the day. I get a late start, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm just gonna pick a spot, kind of looking for a spot to maybe, lay down. And lo and behold, and this is probably 2 hours, the same guy is on the bicycle behind me, and he comes up and, give him a couple more cigarettes, and the next thing you know, he's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm looking for a place to sleep, maybe. And he goes, I got the greatest camp down here, and he showed me his camp in the mangroves right by the water, and he had a grill hadn't been used yet, but that was a big score. And the cool thing about it, he was telling me, he was from Sweetwater, Texas. His name was Willie Sanders, and he loved country, and he used to break horses, and he was an ex-Marine. And I had my little JBL speaker, and I was listening to Shaka Khan radio, and I can't remember every artist that was playing, but some of these women were singing some beautiful stuff, and he started singing the words, and I was like, you broke horses from Texas. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here, brother? You're kind of, singing some fat groovy stuff here, And, but one of the things that, he showed me, like, he called it his aquarium. He knew all the fish that would hang out over in the water, and I gave him my cell phone, asked him if he wanted to call anybody around Christmas time, and he called his brother from Texas, and I heard him answer, and they talked for a minute, and then hung up. And the next thing in the morning, when he did wake up, he said good morning, and he made me a cup of instant coffee and a Campbell soup can with cold water, before anything else. And of course he was waiting on the liquor store to open and have the shakes, and I asked him if there was anything I could do, because I might be out here, but I'm not destitute, and I would have done anything I could for him. So then I went on to the next phase and up the road to Coppet Key. That's where you really cop the feel of things going on around. And I was gonna stop in the shade. There was a convenience store, gas station type thing, and see if I get the solar panel out and start working. Check out the old hand dolly, see how it's rolling. And there's this cat outside. He's looks kind of like, I don't know, like got a kick and tan, got like a banker type guy, and he's smoking a cigarette there. There's a bicycle, and I figured he's either a tourist or, something like that. And I must look really ridiculous, or so I was gonna maybe hurry and smoke and leave, so I didn't make people uncomfortable. And we got to talking. I have this old theory. It's a nasty habit, but smokers meet no strangers. And I don't remember who talked first, me or him, and if I said hello, but instantly when he spoke, I knew something was different about this guy. He used no vowels, only consonants, but yet I understood everything. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. But no, he got to talking, and I was telling him, what I was doing and stuff like that. And he started explaining, like what he does, and telling me, well, you better, get this here, and if you're gonna make it here, that kind of thing. It turns out that what this guy does is he is retired with 3 grown daughters, One is a successful graphic artist, the other is a veterinarian, the other works in high-end furniture. He's from Pennsylvania and worked as a roaster grinder of chocolate. Um, and in the early 2000s, he decided that he was just going to get out on a bicycle and check out life. And so he, remember this isn't professional, he was going to Key West. And he said that, you know, I can go with you for a little way if you want. And I'm thinking, so the guy's gonna, you know, me, I'm thinking about 4,000 miles and trying to get somewhere. I was like, I didn't want to make him turn around on his journey. But he's like, no, I don't mind. I was like, all right, because he's been down here a long time and he knows, you know, everything. And so, I mean, the next night we found a place by some realty office, you know, off the path. Looked like a place we wouldn't get bothered. I set off the motion sensor one time. It's like swell, you know. But it went off and the cops came. But we got rained on, and but he sits down and watches movies on his phone and his shows and stuff like that. And some of the things he told me when I met him, you know, because I had a lot of questions as we were walking, you know, I was like, what would happen if you need this? And he goes, well, if you don't have it right now, you don't need it, you know, and you'll find it. And, you know, possibly if you're looking for good things down the road, they'll manifest themselves that way. You know, and, you know, right then and there, you know, and we're not high. So we had some pretty interesting conversations, and that there evidence right out of the start of things is it's just, I don't know, proof that you can see people all around you, and they're people. They're not everything's bad. That is not part of your world. Not everything's threatening. A lot of what's projected in mainstream is just a spirit of paranoia, you know. I don't know what else I want to say except for when I try to get this uploaded today to start the day, I'm hurting pretty good, burnt, a little, you know, white boy is burnt. You know, I'm not gonna rush today, but you know, I got a hotel room in hopes of getting decent Wi-Fi, but that didn't happen. So I'm gonna try to make that stuff, and then we're gonna journey on. I'm not gonna really sweat the speed of today, and then we'll get a groove going, and I'll get better at giving you footage. And Merry Christmas, and I'm gonna introduce you to Bob, but before I bring him on, you know, just I had a better way to do it, but yeah, pretty degrading to him. His name is Robert Dan Weber, and you know, he definitely has enough verbal diarrhea coming out of his mouth to be two people, but he's not, just one guy. But he was telling me the second day he was rolling around in his head, and I was like, what do you think about going the whole way? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So even though I might not be translating it correctly, I met someone going a different direction that just turned around and is, you know, gonna go to Cape Flattery. So it's very interesting, and he knows. He looks around, he finds things. I'm gonna just to give you an example. I'm not gonna talk about it too much, but I'm gonna give you a picture every time I can, and I'm gonna call it "What Bob Found Today." You know, and hopefully, grasshopper will learn from the master to do that kind of thing. So, just gonna try to give you some decent footage. I can't always do it, like I said. The wind's blistering. That 7 Mile bridge we just crossed yesterday, man. That was it's pretty intimidating at times. That wind knock you around, and there's no place to stop. It's just a 7 Mile bridge and over water, and yeah, I'm pushing a hand dolly. Yeah, Lowe's delivery. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna introduce you to Bob, and here he is. He's gonna go with me. So anytime I talk about Bob, you know what I'm talking about. He's probably gonna help me with some of the shots and navigating for sure down here in the Keys. And then here he is.
Hi.
Bob. Yeah.
Well, I met Tim at the Mobile in Copper Key, and he started talking to me about what he believed in and what he was doing this journey about, the term limits and the senators. And I do believe in that too. But I believe in a lot more. I believe in people. The media taints everything you see and hear. And the only way to truly find out what's going on and how people are is to go out in the world and find it. And in 2006, I did a journey from Key West to California on a bike. And literally, I became addicted to the journey. The people you meet, and all the misconceptions of what people tell you. So I talked to myself while I was talking to Tim there, because I was going to go back down to Key West and hang out down there. And I got a lot of friends, and they're all street people. We live on the street. I mean, if you're going to live homeless, it's one of the best places in the world because it's warm, and you can work a little, make food, get food, live comfortably. But I met Tim, and I remembered my journey, and I was like, I thought I'd help him along the way a little bit, because it's a struggle every little bit. It's actually hard, very, very hard. You'll have really, really bad days, and you'll have really, really good days. But it's all worth it. The things I find, it's not even, they're not random things. There's things, I'll be going along and I'll need this. A perfect example is yesterday. I didn't even have a pair of underwear. And I'm riding along and I see a bag in the middle of the road on one. I go pick it up and there's underwear, brand new socks, things I need. So it's showing me that it's not the journey and the belief will help you along the way. You know what I mean? If you believe in something strong enough, it'll happen. I'm not talking about finding $1 million on the side of the road or that. It's the stuff you need. It's the stuff, if you need something, it'll come to you. And I found this so true in my last journey to California. What I really found true was the camaraderie with one person and another person going across the country. How amazing that is. And how uplifting it is. You go through the most rural parts of this world and you'll find the best people. In my first journey, I went up through the center of Florida, and I'm in Claremont, Florida, and riding along on a bike with another guy. This little black girl comes out running into the street, waves her hand, says, "We're having a dinner in here. Come on in." This is a great example of what you'll find along this road and how you find people. They brought us in. They had a beautiful dinner for free. There was a pastor and his family and the church group and the elders. They not only gave us more food to take along with us, the pastor literally walked out to my bike, grabbed the water jug off, and filled it for me to take me along. And this is what I think of, and the things I thought of when Tim told me what he was doing.
I want to say something else I forgot too.
And I want to be a part of it. And that's why I've decided to come along with it.
Yeah, you reminded me of a couple of things I left out, just with what you're saying. So this is Bob, unless you're done.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Oh,
to
Dan
meet yous
Weber.
all,
Dan
and
Weber's got a
Merry
whole nother
Christmas.
spiel.
Merry Christmas for you, for everybody, and I hope everybody's doing well.
Great. Hey, and I was gonna say too, we got to one place and we were gonna get some bread, something out of Winn-Dixie, and there was a lady in the weeds, you know, sitting down. Obviously, she drank too much, but she had lost her cart for things and her walker, and we went over to Winn-Dixie, and Bob ran back a shopping cart for her to be able to, you know, get herself together and move around. She didn't get around too well, so, and she couldn't remember where she put her cart. And then at Winn-Dixie, one of the Winn-Dixie employees walked by us and turned around and had a couple of like frozen burritos in a bag and asked us if we want that. Everyone's been really nice. A couple ladies didn't have a mask and we did, and they, you know, even though we're just there at the store looking like a couple of homeless people, they were wondering if the store had bait, but they couldn't go in, so, you know, Bob put his mask on, went in and found out for them. And, you know, it's like many things, you know, at least down here, everyone that has passed by us has said Merry Christmas. You know, everyone's been, you know, really nice. You know, so the main thing is just watching the weather, healing the blisters, getting on down the road, signing the petition, and trying to make some change happen. You know, so video and everything else will get better as it goes. Like I say, it's all I can do to, you know, get down the road at the moment. So I'll get you better video, you know, down the road. We'll figure it out. So, you know, I'd like to be able to take it in myself and survive it right now until I get a little stronger. So, all right, that's it. That's the best recap I can do. So, this everybody. See you later.